Audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
Exploring faith and the future. Neil Johnson and Bible teacher Dr. Kameel Majdali.
We're talking today about what's happened after the Arab Spring, or perhaps the Arab Spring is still continuing. Those changes that have taken place in Egypt. And while the dust seems to be settling, there's just as much turmoil as ever. Kameel, Egypt is a very important player in the Middle East and also in Bible prophecy.
Okay, Neil, Egypt, of course, is incredibly important, and it's for a variety of reasons. Egypt is one of the earliest civilizations in history. It has amazing features that still capture our imagination, like the mummies and how they preserved these bodies for millennia, or the pyramids or the Sphinx. It really does fascinate so many, and that's why Egypt has, until recent years, a massive amount of tourism, because people want to explore this ancient civilization. In addition, Egypt has been and continues to be a leader in the Arab world. It is by far the largest of all the 22 countries of the Arab League. It has been a leader to the Arab world. It has been a leader to Africa and is a key member of the African Union. It's also a leader in the Muslim world, because Egypt is the home of Al-Azhar University, a very respected, renowned place for study. These are some of the things that make Egypt a born leader and a nation to be watched.
Of course, they've had their experiment with democracy, and you probably would give it a fail on a report card. What does that mean for their future?
The Arab Spring delivered the, shall we say, deposition or deposing of Hosni Mubarak, who had been president of Egypt from 1981 to 2011, nearly 30 years. Most Egyptians grew up only having Mubarak as their president. He ruled like Pharaoh with a rod of iron, and there was a high degree of repression and even police brutality. The Arab Spring was very euphoric in Egypt because it was so grassroots, and people came from far and wide to protest, and they couldn't believe the fact that it took only 18 days of protest and Mubarak was gone. That was the good times. Since then, they've had a democratic election. They've had an Islamist president, Mohamed Morsi. He lasted for about 1 year, and then he was deposed by the military. Part of their rationale is that allegedly they had 25 million signatures saying they didn't want this man to be president anymore. The military has gone more than just deposing Morsi. They have apparently outlawed the Muslim Brotherhood from where Morsi came. It's like a conflict between the secularists and the Islamists. And now Egypt's going to be offered another constitution. It's going to be offered another election. This may or may not be necessary, but it doesn't do a thing for stability. One thing about dictators, and I'm certainly not pro-dictatorship, Neil, but these dictators brought stability. When you have instability, casting a ballot doesn't seem to be much comfort.
Egypt itself is a Bible land and features in Bible prophecy. Is there something we should be looking at with the events in Egypt?
The topic of Egypt is important in the Bible. It is mentioned, I think, around 600 times explicitly in the Bible, but it's also interesting where it's not mentioned as well. For example, Psalm 83, talking about the invasion of Israel by its neighbors. Neil, there's no mention of Egypt in that coalition. Or how about Ezekiel 38 and 39, the Gog and Magog prophecy? Egypt, again, is not mentioned despite its prominence and its leadership. However, the good news is in Isaiah 19, it is mentioned. And this may be in the millennium, but it's a wonderful prophecy of a road going from Assyria to Egypt via Israel, and all of them are one in the Lord.
Faith and the future with Neil Johnson and Dr. Kameel Majdali from Teach All Nations. Find articles, videos and podcasts from Dr. Kameel, plus today's and other episodes of Faith and the Future in the Vision app or at vision.org.au.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.